The Anishinaabe, like most Algonquin-speaking groups in North America, based the system of kinship on patrilineal clans or totems. The Anishinaabe word for clan was borrowed into English's totem. The clans, based mainly on animals, were instrumental in traditional occupations, intertribal relations, and marriages. Today, the clan remains an important part of Anishinaabe identity. Tradition. The Anishinaabe peoples were divided into a number of totem, or clans, named mainly for animal totems. According to oral tradition, when the Anishinaabe were living along the Atlantic Ocean coast and the Great Migas beings appeared out the sea and taught a mild way of life to the Wabanaki peoples, 6 of the 7 Great Migas beings that remained to teach established the totem for the peoples in the east. The 5 original Anishinaabe totems were Wiwazisi, Basvenashi, Anawan, Nook and Uzwano. Traditionally, each band had a self-regulating council consisting of leaders of the community's clans or totem, with the band often identified by the principal totem. In meeting others, the traditional greeting among the Ojibwe peoples is, "What is your totem?" in order to establish a social conduct between the two meeting parties as family, friends or enemies. Etymology. The word totem is a dependent noun with the root od meaning a consanguine kin, with the possessive suffix m. When speaking on one's own totem, the Anishinaabe would say nin totem, totem for addresses and totem for others. Clan totems. There were at least 21 Ojibwe totems in all, recorded by William Whipple Warren. Other recorders, such as John Tanner, list many fewer but with different totem types. For the Potawatomi, at least 15 different totems were recorded. The clan types today are quite extensive, but usually only a handful of totem are found in each of the Anishinaabe communities. Like any other Algonquin groups, the Anishinaabe clan system served as a system of government as well as a means of dividing labor. The 5 groups of phrases are listed below, listing each of the totem clans agents within the group. The known Algonquin clans are marked with Mississauga clans with, Nipissing clans with, Ojibwe clans with, Odawa clans with and Potawatomi clans with. Biamawi-Dasi group. The Biamawi-Dasi group was charged with scouting, hunting and gathering. Muzwano, Muzans, Uzuns, Uzonii. Muz. Adik. The Adik totem is common among the Ojibwe and Ojibwe north of Lake Superior. A prominent family from this totem from the Grand Portage area relocated to La Pointe and produced the chiefs Mamungazada and Warboji. Later members of this branch became leaders at Sault Ste. Marie, Wawarashkeshi, Mishu Omishkuzeshkan, Wabijeshi, Amik, Wazask, Gog, Esiban, Wabuz, Jamgweshi, Wagoshin, Jigog, Bizhiki, Esanagu Squirrel, Jiishkajagwan group. The Jiishkajagwan group was charged with teaching and healing. Giguna namans Wawazisi or Owazisi Manamegadakamek name bin name Amamajin Orje. Miknak Mishiken Miskwadasi, Ginabigomazanda Amo Miju or Ojeshigwe, Orjiashigwan, Omakaki, Nijig, Nibionabe, Asharadsheen, Nook group. The Nook group was responsible for defense and healing, though today the Bear clan has all merged into a single clan known as Nook. At one time the bear was the largest, so large, in fact, that it was subdivided into body parts such as the head, the ribs and the feet, as well as different types of bears such as the Wabashki Makwa or white black bear and a Mishimakwa or grizzly bear. Makwimokashtigwan, Nukas at Makokan Miskwa Awa Wabashki Makwa Mishamakwa, Bijif, Mai-Inganimawia. Basvenashi group. The Basvenashi group were traditionally charged with outgoing international communications. Because of this, often members of the Basvenashi group are said to be the most vocal. Binazia Jirik Neswakwa Dan Gekek. Amigizi mitagamit wigwas jinif bibiajiwizans makardgekek. Bamamjik group. The Bamamjik are charged with internal, domestic communications. They were often charged with the community's own council fires and help facilitate dialogue on all internal, domestic issues. Bin Shin Anawan Aawan or Aaweou Bin or Argask Nikamamjeshibdak Gayashjiwiskwiskilwa Omushka Uzijadek Ogrish Kamanizii Anda Gaga Adashin Omiami Apashigagagi. Metaphors. On occasion, instead of referring to the totem by the actual being's name, a clan is identified instead by a metaphor describing the characteristic of the clan's totem. The metaphors that survive to today include Bamawidasi carrier equals Amek beaver. Jiashkajigwan cut tail equals Manamek catfish. Notenda equals Makwa bear. Basvenaji ego maker equals Ajira crane. Bamamjik pass by sounder equals a wild goose. Social order. Some national subdivisions were simply referred by the major clan component. An example of this would be Mandal Dudum of the Meskwaki-Haki peoples, who live along the south shore of Lake Superior. More inland than the Mandal Dudum were the Wagosh Dudum of the Meskwaki-Haki, who are called the Fox tribe in English. When the Mandal were defeated in a major battle between the Ojibwe and the Meskwaki-Haki peoples, the surviving Mandal were adopted as part of the Ojibwe nation, but instead as the Wabijeshi Dudum. Among some Ojibwe people, the Wabijeshi clan is also used to denote a form of adoption, i.e. a non-native father and Ojibwe mother. In other instances, for example, Odudum communities such as the Amiqua were treated as fully interdependent nations of the Anishinaabe Confederacy, or given a designation to represent the primary function in the social order, such as with the Manumanakeshniag the Wawarashkeshi Inyiniwag. Some Dudum indicate non-Ojibwe origins, other than Wabijeshi. These include the Mai-Ingan Dudum for Dakota and Mijizi Dudum for Americans. There are other Odudum considered rare today among the Ojibwe because the Odudum have migrated into other tribes, such as the Nibianabe Dudum, which shows up as the Water Spirits clan of the Winnebagos. Kinship. Ojibwe understanding of kinship is complex, taking into account of not only the immediate family but also the extended family. It is considered a modified bifurcate merging kinship system. Consequently, Ojibwe would speak of not only about grandfather and grandmother, father and mother, and son and daughter, but also would speak of elder brother, younger sibling, cross-uncle, parallel aunt, male sibling of same gender, female sibling of same gender and sibling of opposite gender, and cross-cousin of the opposite gender, to name only a few. Siblings generally share the same term with parallel cousins as with any bifurcate merging kinship system due to being a member the same dudum, but the modified system allows for younger sibling to share the same kinship term with younger cross-cousins. In addition, the complexity wanes as one goes away from the speaker's immediate generation, with some degree of complexity retained with female relatives, in both with the great-grandparents and older generations and with the great-grandchildren and younger generations. The Ojibwe collectively calls them Onyikubijigan. This sign of kinship clan speaks of the very nature of the Anishinabe's entire philosophy, lifestyle, that is, of interconnectedness and balance between all living generations and all generations of the past and of the future. In addition to the Anishinaabe Dudum, clans of other tribes are considered related to the Anishinaabe clans if they have the same designation. Consequently, for example, a union between an Anishinaabe Bear clan member with a Cherokee Bear clan member would be considered illegal, even incestuous by many traditional community groups. Notable clans. White Crane. The White Crane clan were the traditional hereditary chiefs of the Ojibwe at Sault Ste. Marie and Madeline Island, and were some of the more powerful chiefs encountered by the first French explorers of Lake Superior. Members of the Crane clan include Tagwagan, an important chief at Madeline Island in the early 19th century, Ikwesiva, the wife of Michel Cadot and the namesake of Madeline Island, Loon, closely associated with the Crane clan. Members of the Loon clan became important chiefs on Lake Superior's south shore during the fur trade period. Members of the Loon clan include Chief Buffalo, a famous chief of Madeline Island. Walter Bressett, a Red Cliff Ojibwe activist. Bear, always the most numerous of the Anishinaabe. Members of the Bear clan were traditionally the warriors and police, as well as the healers. Many members of the clan continue in these roles today. The Bear clan provided most of those who participated in the Bad River train blockade. In fiction, the police officers in the novels of Louise Erdrich come from the Bear clan. Eagle, now one of the most common clans. The Eagle totem was once of the smaller clans. However, the number of Eagle totem members grew when new members whose paternal ancestors were Americans were assigned to this totem. Since the first sustained contact by the Anishinaabe with the United States was through government officials, the symbol of the American eagle was taken for a clan marker. Members of the Eagle clan include William Whipple Warren, a 19th-century Ojibwe historian, Nani Bawawekwa, Mississauga Ojibwe missionary and spokeswoman, Kakakwonabe, Mississauga Ojibwe Methodist missionary and spokeswoman,